Welcome back. We are exploring the Selenitic Age, and I found one of the blue pages that Achenar wants us to bring him. Unfortunately, unless we can find a way to get back to Myst, it's not going to do us or him much good. So I guess we should continue our explorations in the hope that we can find a place to get back to Myst, presumably using another linking book. So, let's see, if we go here, again, kind of hard to see where we actually ended up going there. This is the path behind the door we saw. Kind of looks like a bunker or something, actually, from this angle. So left goes to the oasis, and straight on leads to the lake in the distance and another set of steps. Let's check out those steps first. That really is the most confusing place in the age, that one T-split there. Other than that, it is fairly straightforward. And these steps seem to take us up to another one of these dishes, and the sound of loud rumbling. What could that be coming from? Ah, well, that answers that question. This is the fissure described in the journal. And again, like I said, this is something that would probably bring back some memories for Atreus, because he lived near a volcano. And we can see these pipes here, which are part of the system he built to exploit the heat from the fissure as a source of power. Which again is not unlike something he once did back in the desert, living with his grandmother, when he built a similar system to generate power from gases escaping from the volcano. Unfortunately, his first attempt at doing that went rather badly wrong, which is maybe why he later switched to the windmill that we saw in Uru. It does make a lot of noise, this fissure. It must be very hot here. It's kind of hypnotic to look into the fire. We see another symbol, which I guess represents this fissure, and another button, which lights up the symbol, as before. It also looks like another one of these devices is placed above the fissure in the same way that one was placed above the pool. Going with the theory that they're microphones, this one would be recording the sound of the fissure. And actually, come to think of it, didn't we hear the sound of running water and the sound of this fissure as some of the options of the sliders? That's something that bears closer resemblance, bears closer inspection, I think. Also notice that again this is connected to, well, the switch and the transmitter dish. Let's, before we move on here, let's quickly move back here to confirm that we've heard these sounds before. Yeah, you see, that's the sound of the fissure. And there's the sound of moving water from the pool. So are we listening to recordings or to live transmissions? Maybe that's what the transmitters do. They send the sound to here. Not sure. Actually, they don't, as we'll see later, but for now, we don't really know yet. If we continue this way, we come to that circular lake that Atreus theorized was created by a meteor. And in the middle was a rock formation, which apparently Atreus used to build another bunch of satellite dishes. And it sort of looks like one of them, at least, is pointed that way towards the oasis. So it might be pointed towards the dish of the oasis, or maybe this dish. Bit hard to tell from this distance because of this damn fog, which definitely doesn't make it very easy to see. They should have called this age Myst. It's much mistier here than it was on Myst. No apparent way to get there, and we're still afraid of water, so we can't swim. Let's see. What do we have here? Another transmitter dish there. And here we can hear the distinctive sound of a clock. The clock appears to be broken, which apparently doesn't stop it from making noise for some reason. This is a bit peculiar because Atreus said he was interested in investigating the natural sounds of this age, but I don't think this clock was here when he got here. I guess that the reason he built this clock, again with what looks to be a microphone next to it and the transmitter dish, is maybe he was interested in the propagation of the sound or the acoustics or something, and wanted to see how an artificial sound would compare to the natural sounds, or something. I'm just guessing here. And another symbol, this time showing the hands of a clock, so obviously it represents this clock. I wonder if this clock tower has anything to do with the clock tower on Myst. Maybe we should try setting the clock tower on Myst to 2 o'clock later and see what happens. In any case, we have a button which, like the other two, switches on these lights up the symbol. We don't know what else it does yet, if anything. So let's move on. We can walk along the edge of this lake and we can see the another angle of the central island from here. Still no obvious way to get there. I assume there must be a bridge or something somewhere. And here we come to another fork in the road. We can look at the islands from this location as well. Looks like there's another dish pointed straight at us here, maybe at the receiver for the clock. Or maybe there's another receiver near here, or transmitter. I don't know which is a transmitter and which is a receiver. Nearby here. Maybe there's another one nearby here. Let's see, I'm gonna take the fork first, go right. What's this, a vase? Now that's a peculiar sound. There's all these stone spires here, which sort of make a forest. Maybe it's a petrified forest, or maybe it's just a bunch of rocks in a group together. That sort of looks like a forest. So I guess the sound is made by the wind blowing between these stones. Let's see what we can find there. At the very least, we can see that there's another transmitter there, and another microphone by the looks of it, recording this sound, I suppose. Let's see. And that's another sound, again, that we heard on the sliders, the clock sound as well. I wonder if these stones have copper in them, considering this green traces. They could be copper ore. Considering how many natural resources this age was said to have by Atreus, I wouldn't be surprised if that is indeed the case. Yes, there is another transmitter. And another microphone. And, as we've come to expect, another symbol. This one represents the stone forest, I guess. And a button. Well, let's just keep pushing buttons to see what happens. Maybe if once we've done all of them or something will happen. I don't know. And here is another page, the red page, relative it, the ones that Cirrus wanted. And if we try to take it, we find that our blue page disappears. If we go back to the Oasis, you'll actually find that it has returned there somehow. This is sort of hard to justify from an in-universe perspective. From the game perspective, it's still hard to justify because it really wouldn't have been that hard to make it possible to carry 2 pages. And it just doesn't really make any sense at all that you wouldn't be able to carry 2 pages. I mean, you can fold one up and put it in your pocket, right? But apparently our player has only one hand and must carry the page in his hand and is still also then unable to have 2 pages in that hand for some reason. The official strategy guide actually is written as a journal from the player's perspective, although, as I said, most of the things it mentions aren't canon and contradict some of the other Myst lore established in other games. And the explanation it gives is that somehow the blue page vaporizes when you pick up the red page. How that's supposed to work, I don't know. This is one of those things that is just purely a game mechanic and just there is no real explanation for it, unfortunately. So now we have a red page, and I guess we'll carry that around instead of the blue page. Cirrus was the one who wanted red pages. I guess we'll have to disappoint Aknar then, if we can't take the blue page with us. Wait a second. We found Aknar's page in the Oasis, which you could say is a kind of haven. And we found Cirrus's page in between these stone spires. Coincidence? I honestly don't know. Would be kind of neat if they did that on purpose. Alright, let's move on in the next video.